Hey, do you or someone you know work on an exciting sustainable solution that needs scaling? Why not apply to the Zayed Sustainability Prize and increase your reach and impact? The Zayed Sustainability Prize was established in 2008 as the United Arab Emirates Pioneering Global Award for recognizing organizations and high schools for their sustainable, innovative, and humanitarian solutions.
How will you feel if you win the prize?
Oh, very happy.
Today, the prize counts 15 years of global impact, with 378 million people around the world benefiting from its winner solutions across the 5 categories of health, food, energy, water, and global high schools. Now, they're adding an exciting 6th category called climate action. This special new category aims to recognize and promote innovative solutions that address climate change and protect the planet for future generations. If you know a deserving small to medium-sized enterprise or nonprofit organization that's working to promote climate adaptation and resilience and nature-based solutions, nominate them today for the Climate Action category. We're pleased that the Zayed Sustainability Prize will be sponsoring this podcast series. To learn more about the prize, visit zayedsustainabilityprize.com and submit your application before the new extended deadline of May 23rd, 2023. Makeup and cosmetic products are used by millions of people around the world. In fact, approximately $49 billion is generated by cosmetic sales in the US each year. On average, Americans spend between $244 and $313 on cosmetics every month. And with the global cosmetics industry valued at $571 billion, it's an industry that has huge potential for those creating a disruptive product. And that's exactly what Christina Flach is doing with her brand, Pretty Girl Makeup. Pretty Girl Makeup believes that every woman deserves to look and feel their absolute best. And in order to achieve that, it's their team's opinion that you need to use a brand that sources quality ingredients. All Pretty Girl Makeup products are vegan and cruelty-free. On today's episode, I speak with Christina Flach, founder of Pretty Girl Makeup. We discuss what it means when a cosmetic product is vegan and cruelty-free, the problems with traditional makeup, and how Christina is disrupting the makeup industry with a sustainable solution. I hope you enjoy this episode as part of our featured series called Women in Sustainability. Hey, Christina, thanks so much for joining the Sustainability Champions podcast. Great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. How are you today?
I'm doing very, very well. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, it's about time. The way I like to, yeah, but I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon, actually. The way I like to start these conversations is by going big picture and getting kind of the elevator pitch, if you will, for Pretty Girl Makeup, so we know what we're talking about, and then we'll dive into the details from there.
Okay. I am a celebrity makeup artist, and I am the creator and CEO of Pretty Girl Makeup. I am a mother of 5. I am a philanthropist. I am, let's see, what else do I do? Yeah, it's probably about it. That's enough, right? Oh, I'm also the beauty expert on NBC and California Live. So those are all my titles.
Amazing. Well, I guess, first of all, what exactly is, and maybe the clues in the name, but what exactly is a celebrity makeup artist?
I am a makeup artist that works obviously on celebrities, but I work on TV, film, fashion, and different events. So, and I have 3 agents that represent me and book my jobs. And
well, yeah, I'm sure that does indeed keep you very busy. And then Pretty Girl Makeup is, what exactly is that, and why is that something that you're passionate about?
Well, I've had my company since 1999, and I formulated my products, and I was a mother driving around with all these kids, and I was in a fight with my water bottle and my lip gloss, and I was losing. I couldn't find a lip gloss that would stay on, that was moisturizing, that wasn't, full of chemicals. And so I thought, oh, well, I will create my own. It can't be that hard. And ignorance is bliss, because it took significantly longer and much more money than I had anticipated. I had been self-funded up until right now with my company. So I formulated with a beauty chemist. I formulated the texture, which took a while, and then the colors, because I am self-funded. I wanted my products to look good on all different skin tones. So that's what took quite a bit of time. My friends and family were very nice guinea pigs and let me test on them. And then I would send notes back to the beauty chemist and, make some changes here and there. But we finally launched, and we have been in business quite a long time, going through the changes of the beauty industry. When I started, there were no influencers or Facebook or Instagram. It was celebrities, publicists, and beauty editors in magazines. And they were the people that were really the deciding factors in if your company was going to make it or fail. So things have changed, and you kind of have to learn to ride the waves of these changes.
Would you say, because that's a really interesting point, which I didn't even consider, and this is a little bit off the topic of sustainability, but nonetheless absolutely fascinating. Would you say it's easier now or before, in terms of easier before?
Way easier. Yes. It's really hard to compete with all the other celebrities that have their own lines. And the influencers. I did not have it, they didn't exist before. So being a makeup artist that had their own line, like that was kind of a big deal. I'm not saying it's still not, but it was different. It's so amazing to me that these Kylie Jenners of the world and the different people that are in industry have overnight become billionaires, and but they have an endless supply of money for marketing, and it's very hard to compete when you are self-funded. I've wanted my products to be good for the environment and good for people's skin. Skin beauty from the inside out is a very big deal for me, because and it's not just being a good person, it's what we ingest into our bodies. I fully believe that nutrition, exercise, all these things that you can do, hydrating your skin, hydrating your body to make your skin better, not drinking, not smoking. These are all factors in making your skin and body age at a very rapid rate. But I have just natural oils in my glosses, and they're hydrating, but they're anti-aging. So I'm very proud of my company, and it's been a very fun ride. It's, because it's taken so long to formulate and do all these different things, but I have enjoyed every minute of it. And so probably my advice to any entrepreneur that is thinking of starting their own business, make sure you're starting it because I had a problem. The problem I had was I couldn't find a lip gloss. So I had a goal. It wasn't just like, oh, I think I'm going to start a company and make $1 billion. That was never, obviously that would be a nice thing to happen, but it was not my goal. So, and the reason I bring that up is because if you are working, because you don't know, you're not handed a book like, oh, this is what you need to do to create a company. It takes so much more time, effort, and money. And if you're not enjoying the process, you will fail 100%. And I think that I have withstand, all this time is because I have enjoyed every minute of the process. And I think having the balance of being a makeup artist, I'm not always sitting in my office. I go on set, I travel, I meet new people, it gives me balance in life, but it also gives me incredible resources of people to run things by, business things by, different CEOs or different celebrities or that are athletes that I work with. And everyone has a story and advice, and you never know what it's going to be. Sometimes it's a client that I had the CEO of Google, the CFO of Google. And she taught me this amazing thing to do with hair about, blowing it out a certain way. Like you never would have thought that from her. And, it's just different. It's a really cool job. I love it.
Well, it sounds like fun, and yeah, you get to meet a lot of interesting people, probably all over the world in certain circumstances. And you mentioned that you started Pretty Girl Makeup with lip gloss. Since then, have you expanded to other products, or are you still focusing primarily on lip gloss?
Right. Well, I started with lip gloss, lipstick, and a lip plumper. I've had spa products. I've had skincare. I've had different eyeshadows, blushes, but I've literally shrunk the company down just to lips right now because I'm starting another company called I'm Too Busy. And that will be skincare and makeup.
Gotcha.
And I have investor money, which is really helpful and exciting to be able to expand at a different rate, and without, there's definitely stresses involved, obviously, but it's going to be a different experience, having enough money to be able to compete at a higher level.
And congratulations on getting funding. It's not an easy feat to do. But like you said, yeah, there are more responsibilities, but with those responsibilities, you get a lot more options, and the possibilities become and what's available to you when you're launching is much broader and more exciting. Going back to this idea of beauty from the inside out and focusing on products that are good for the environment, good for the skin. Can you share a little bit more about what makes products that are good for the environment and good for the skin? I would imagine that actually frequently they are the same. The products that are good for the environment are also good for the skin.
Yes, but also it's not, you have to keep in mind also that there's packaging. There's so, like, if you look at the Amazon boxes that come, it's super important. My partner Jordan Hall and I am all about not having excess waste of packaging. And I get packages from different makeup companies that are very kind to send me things, but the amount of tissue paper, the amount of boxes for a tiny little product that doesn't need it is absurd.
Yeah.
So I really want to get packaging that goes out with the product to be recyclable. Besides being recyclable, that be compostable. So there's different things that you have to keep in mind now that I want to try and do differently than I did with Pretty Girl.
And that's what you're looking to do with I'm Too Busy.
Yes.
Have you started looking into compostable packaging? I imagine there aren't that many options quite yet.
Not yet, but we're looking into all of that. It's just, we're right now in the midst of finalizing our funding and the trademarking and all this. It's just a lot. Even though I've done this before, it's different. Things change, and you just kind of have to, when you think like, oh no, we'll be up and running in a few months, it takes significantly longer. And, again, have to enjoy the process.
It's very true. And I think, yeah, for any budding entrepreneur, I think you're absolutely right. That's one of the biggest lessons is you really have to care a lot, and it has to be a passion, because otherwise you just get burned out. And the thing is, you do get burned out anyway.
You do get burned out. That's why it's important. Like, I make sure every day that I work out, that I eat well, that I meditate, that, I take time to turn off my phone and not answer emails after a certain time, and to have fun and laugh, and you need to have a balance in life. You can't just be going a million miles an hour 7 days a week. I did an online class type thing with like a high level class for CEOs and high level executives. And it was so interesting because what they were saying was, if you think about a professional athlete, their career is, 3 to 7 years. And if you're a CEO or a high level executive, your career could be 30 to 40 years. So you just can't, you do need to have balance. You need to know this is a marathon. It is not a sprint. And if you just try and, work unrealistic hours and not have downtime, you are going to burn out. It's inevitable.
And yeah, burnout's no joke either. I mean, if you get burned out, and it can take years to recuperate from it, depending on how bad it is.
Right.
And how self-aware you are, and how far down the road you get before you realize I'm burned out.
Right.
Yeah. And going back to the ingredients and how you're planning on sourcing them, because I find this is from a sustainability perspective, a lot of our listeners are interested in this idea of what goes into products, because ultimately that's one of the things, in addition to packaging, the actual ingredients used it's a big component of sustainability. So whether it's Pretty Girl or I'm Too Busy, how are you approaching or thinking about approaching the quality of ingredients that are going into these products?
Well, we're working with another a beauty chemist that's in skincare right now. Jordan and I had an hour-and-a-half meeting today, and we talk about, we are going to have no unnatural ingredients in there, like preservatives. It's like a non-starter. There's going to be none, which means that they're going to be smaller containers. You're going to have to, we want them to be able to refill them every month if for skincare. And we want there to be, concentrated, so you can kind of control how much you're going to use and how much water. You don't need to be paying for water and shipping it. So there's all different ways of controlling that perspective and keeping it clean. And clean beauty is just, it's normal now. It's not like before 10 years ago, 20 years ago, there was no such thing. People didn't know what that was. And I think because I've been in this industry such a long time, I have a good reputation. I speak a lot about beauty and wellness and beauty from the inside out. So it is very important to me. I want everyone to be healthy. I want there to be, it's kind of more of a lifestyle of how I live my life. It's not just, when I do my segments on NBC on California Live, I talk about different doing your own products, like a sugar scrub at home. I'm not just trying to sell my products or some other companies. I try to show people like, you can make your own soap. I did a segment for Valentine's Day, your own soap, your own sugar scrub and bath bombs, and they were all natural and you could make them all. So I really try to, make them fun and good for your body, but also that's not going to leave a terrible, imprint on the universe.
Absolutely. And just on this idea of clean beauty, I mean, it's an interesting concept because I'm curious to know, since you wear a number of different hats, when you work with celebrities, especially if they're going on set, there's going to be a movie or a TV show, are celebrities or, actors and actresses, are they requesting any type of specific makeup, or basically whatever's needed to get the look right? Or do some people say, actually, can you please use clean products? That's important to me.
Some of them, well, they trust if I'm, sent with a celebrity, they can trust because I've been sent there by my agents and their people have checked into me and make sure that I know what I'm doing. But they also, some of them ask for me to use, they have like Maria Bartiromo, she's on Fox. She asked if I would use her foundation, and I'm, more than happy if certain client has a certain foundation or mascara that they want me to use. I have no problem using that. I keep my makeup kit very pristine. I have always fresh new products, and it matters to me that my clients can not have to worry whatsoever that they're going to have skin irritations by any of my products or any makeup brushes or anything I use on their skin.
Fantastic. And the idea of clean beauty, I mean, this is really about the products and what they're made of. So again, going back to that idea of no preservatives, no kind of unnatural ingredients that are impossible to pronounce with numbers and all sorts of
I'm like,
random
please
things.
don't ask me what they are because I can't even pronounce them. They're just anything that's like 2 inches long, you don't want it on your skin.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, if you start looking into some of these products, and I think that's a really important thing, and care about what goes, first of all, on your skin, but also into your body, because the skin, I remember learning, is extremely effective at absorbing whatever goes onto it. So you have to be very careful.
It definitely is. I also use I love aromatherapy oils. A company called doTERRA. They have food grade oils that you can ingest, like you can drink them. Like I put them in a mineral water, some lavender oil, but I use those oils on my clients when they get into my chair and I can tell they need, I literally have like 4 seconds to figure out if they want quiet, they want to talk, if they have a headache, I have to figure it out quickly. So I will get my lavender oil, massage their hand, get them some tea. And a lot of part of my job is not just making them look good. I need to help them to feel good, whether it be quiet or if they want to talk or whatever it is. I have to figure it out because the eyes don't lie. So I can do an amazing job on their face, but if they're in a bad mood or they're sad or they're upset about something, it's going to show, which reflects my work. So it really does matter to me how they feel when they leave my chair. So really, I always want them to leave my chair better than when they arrived.
It's a really interesting point, and I didn't even think about it, but yeah, I mean, I imagine there's a bit of therapist element to your job there.
it's the book, that would be the book that would be a bestseller if I could ever say. But, whatever happens in my chair, it's kind of like a doctor, lawyer, just, it didn't happen.
Yeah. What happens in the chair stays in the chair.
It's kind of like being in Cabo.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's why I'm sure your clients love working with you, because that's part of it. And I mean, you're absolutely right. I also, again, didn't consider that. You're not just going for the physical appearance. I mean, looking good is a whole lot of it. I would probably imagine it's like 70 or 80% of it is also how you feel, because that's how you carry yourself, which is really where most of the look comes from anyway. And the actual makeup itself is really just kind of putting it together and making it nice.
It's the least of it, actually.
Yeah.
It really is. It's so important what you ingest. I mean, water is so important. Electrolyte water, for your body to absorb. The green juice. I mean, I can't tell you how much mason jars of green juice are in my refrigerator that I make every day. And sleep. We are a sleep deprived nation, and it is incredibly important for our body to, rejuvenate, is by resting and sleeping and having some down quiet time, turning your brain off. There's so many amazing meditation apps that you can put on when you're going to bed. Not keeping, it's kind of, I'm kind of conflicted here, because when I go to bed at night, I have a meditation app, but I don't look at my phone, because that really stimulates your brain. And exercise is really key. I went to a hot power yoga this morning, and it's just, I need to work out once a day at least, and it really does make a difference in everything. Things aren't quite as terrible as they seem when I've worked out. I can deal with a lot more when I've had that, time to just sweat it out and work out.
It's very true. I mean, the idea of a balanced lifestyle, going back to what you were saying about CEOs, working for 30 or 40 years. Yeah, the balance is really key, because sometimes you think, actually, I'll skip the workout so I get an extra hour or two of work. But I find, similar to you, actually, if I just take those 2 hours to drive to the gym, do the workout, come back, the following day, I'm feeling more well rested. And even if I don't get enough sleep, somehow my body's in a place where I have more energy in general, and yes, I'm more productive, I'm sharper. And just in general, I just feel better. And
it is so important for everyone, but especially if you have a job that is stressful, to take that time. It's so funny. We think it's selfish, taking this time for ourselves, and it's actually not selfish. It's self-care. And self-care is part of your job as a CEO. You have to take care. I work with this energy healer in Canada, and she's amazing, but what she's taught me is I can be a better version of me. When I take care of me, then I can take care of a lot more people more effectively, because I've taken the time to fill up my tank of rest and exercise and eating well. Yes, it does take a little bit more time to plan. If I'm on set, I make the green juice in the morning. I wake up extra early, try and get and it doesn't even need to be an hour-long workout. Sometimes it's 10, 15 minutes, do a little yoga, go on the elliptical, something. It just needs to be consistent. It doesn't need to be this big thing. And if we can take that pressure out of, oh my God, I need to go to the gym for 2 hours and no, you really don't. Just 10, 15 minutes. And that will make a huge difference.
Absolutely. It's just it's maintaining that habit as well. And you feel good because I've done it.
And then you don't have to think about the guilt of, oh God, I have to work out. I just like not even to think about that. And I am in an environment when Tyler Florence is my longtime client for over 16 years. He's an amazing celebrity chef. I work with a lot of people on the Food Network. On top of craft services that are sitting there that are like a table of crack, I have all his food that he's making. So it doesn't exist. Well, Tyler's food actually does exist for me. I will take a bite now and then, but the craft food, I don't eat it. I bring my green juice. I bring my raw almonds. I bring, whatever I need and tons of water. If it's there, I will eat that. But if it's not there, I'll just start on the sugar, and then it's downhill spiral of sugar. Yeah.
It gets difficult to break out of that. And I like what you're saying in terms of kind of beauty overall. It actually starts on the inside, and it starts with this foundation of what you're saying: good sleep, good nutrition, exercise. And from there, you really start putting on top of that is where the makeup goes.
Yes.
But you
And
got to start.
laughter, having laughter in your life and love and just, enjoying life. Happiness is a choice. We all wake up every day. We can choose to be happy or we can choose to be in a bad mood. So I choose to be positive. I'm just not saying I don't get in a bad mood once in a while. It's rare, but it happens. But it feels weird to me. So I don't even want to go there. Like, ooh, the other day I was like, God, what is wrong with me? And I thought, oh, I guess that's what a bad mood is. Yuck. So I'll just go out and go run up a hill or something and just like get out of that. Sometimes you just need to go outside and breathe some fresh air.
So true. Just taking a walk is magic.
Right? It is magic. It totally changes the trajectory of the day.
Yep.
If it's like going down.
Yeah. And sometimes I like to take a walk when things are going really well, because it's sort of, I kind of build on that high of things that are going really well. I'm going to take a walk and celebrate. Yeah.
That's true.
Walking is fantastic. You mentioned about how you had a fight between your water bottle and your lip gloss, and that's what started Pretty Girl Makeup. Was there a moment when you realized, actually, I'm ready to do something new, and I want to shrink the business like you talked about with Pretty Girl, and I want to have a whole new company, which is called I'm Too Busy? Was there a moment when you realized, I want to do this and expand what I'm working on?
Well, I met my business partner, Jordan Hall, and I had never gotten funding or tried to get funding because I didn't know if I could. I had it in my head that I couldn't do a business plan. I'm like, oh, that's too hard. It's just easier to put it on my American Express bill and deal with it. So I met my partner, Jordan, and he's like, what are you doing? Like, why don't you get investors? I'm like, oh God, I don't know. I have to get a plan, and there's no plan here. I just kind of like, so anyway. So that's another thing I've learned. Ask for help. People want to help you. And I have my perfect partner with me. He totally gets me. He handles all this stuff that I really, like, I know what I'm really good at, and I want to improve on all aspects of being a CEO and, learning more about the business and all these different things. But I also know that it's important to get people on your team that are perfect for marketing and perfect for social and all these different things. I don't need to micromanage all that stuff. I need to focus on stuff that everyone else can't do. I write magazine articles. I appear on TV. I'm on these podcasts, and I'm thinking about new products. Today we had a call with the chemist about the new skincare line. And then we were on with the trademark lawyer. I have to deal with that stuff that everyone, and it's not, I also give people freedom on my team to do their job. I kind of give them a guideline of how I like things. I'll send images of, use these for social, but then I let them do that. And I also ask them, hey, what do you think? Like today, my assistant, Sophia, was on the call, and I said, Sophia, what are your thoughts here? She's a UCLA graduate. She's super smart. And I like hearing her perspective because it's always different than mine. And I don't need yes people. I need people that show me something I don't know. Mm-hmm. And so I think it's really important to be open and not think I have to do everything and micromanage and be in charge of butting into everything. Some things I just need to mind myself and do what I need to do.
Yeah. And I mean, if you're busy micromanaging, then you don't have time to run the business. I mean, you're too busy micromanaging, doing everyone else's job.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's not an effective way.
Micromanaging. That's another company. That would be another. I'm too busy micromanaging to run my company.
There you go. Yeah. And so, I mean, it sounds like I'm Too Busy is really the next thing. And you've kind of talked about some of the stuff that you're working on, but for anyone who's interested in what they can expect from I'm Too Busy, what's sort of the game plan, high level? I imagine there's a lot of details for you to go through, but in terms of expectations for maybe when that first product will launch or what that first product will be, whatever you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah, of course. So this is another thing, they always say the people that have started companies, it came from a problem or something irritated them. So my irritation in the beauty industry is people going into department stores and being sold a bunch of stuff, a bunch of makeup, a bunch of skincare that they don't need, that's not appropriate for them. And we have to remember that these people, obviously I want to make money. They want to make money. I get it. But I think that it loses trust with the consumer when we're just selling them stuff that I get women coming to me, they hire me as a consultant to go through what they have in their makeup bag. And then I just keep seeing more and more stuff that's not used. So with I'm too busy, yes, women are too busy, men are as well, but I'm just saying women, and I just want them to get what they need that's appropriate for them. And not just all the stuff that they see on Instagram. I'm a working makeup artist. I do not do all this contouring and baking, all these fun trends that you see on TikTok and Instagram. That's great for entertainment, but that's not real life. If you're a makeup artist, if you look at things on TV and magazines and film, what you're seeing is, or a commercial, you see someone that just has nice, healthy skin and looks like they don't have a lot of makeup on. You don't see all of these trends. And so I want people to be able to get a foundation, a mascara, eyeshadows, liner, blush, just the basic things that they need. And that's it. I just want it to be a tight line of what people really truly need, and not a bunch of stuff just to sell stuff.
That's probably a very refreshing perspective. And just to tie it back into sustainability, which is ultimately what the theme of this podcast is about, I find it actually a more environmentally friendly approach too, because you end up actually buying the products as the end consumer that are actually needed. And you as the business owner, you're only selling the things that people truly need, rather than trying to find all these additional lines and pushing product, as you say, that no one actually needs. And it means there's less waste, which I think is really great and very important.
So,
yeah.
No, it is very important. The environment is incredibly important to me. And I want to do my share. If I can do anything to run my company at a really high level and keep the environment, preserve it, like, of course, that's my key. I want to do that. I think that's my responsibility. That's what I need to be focused on, is finding new things and of how to send things out, or how to use packaging that's, environmentally friendly and reusable, that you don't have to buy a whole new container to have this eyeshadow. We can just plop it in the color.
It's amazing. To me, that sounds like a very natural, or like a very, it seems like the right thing to do. It seems like a kind of a normal concept, nothing outrageous, but
it sounds like, why hasn't it always been that way? But
exactly,
you can make money that way. But I think you can. I really do think you can make money with a company that is sustainable. And there's, now it's very important to people. Like, they're only going to buy from companies like mine that are trying. I'm not saying we're perfect and it's going to always be everything, but we are trying. And that's all you can say. It's not a failure if you're trying,
Absolutely. And you're absolutely right. There's a massive trend now with people who are really interested in supporting companies and products that are indeed doing their best and align with those values. And it sounds like you have those same values, and as long as you're authentic to yourself, then it's a natural fit and people will love it. So for anyone who's interested in purchasing Pretty Girl makeup, any lip products, and then eventually, once it's ready, the I'm Too Busy line, where's the best place to go at this point to learn more about all this?
You can go to prettygirlmakeup.com, and we're offering a 25% discount with discount code PrettyGirl. And if you want to see what I do on TV or in photo shoots, you can go to ChristinaFlach.com.
Amazing. Well,
and
Christina,
on Instagram and Twitter and everything else.
If people just look up Christina Flach on Instagram and Twitter, they'll find you.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, Christina, thank you so much for your time and for the work you're doing to make makeup sustainable and something that's, I think, attainable as well. And I love your approach of starting with the basics of health and then going up from there. I think it's really, really important. So thanks again. Great to speak with you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
If you too are working on an exciting sustainable solution or innovation and are looking for funding, why not apply to the Zayed Sustainability Prize? This could help you get to the next level. The Zayed Sustainability Prize is the sponsor of this podcast series. Since 2008, they've recognized and funded the amazing and innovative work of nonprofit organizations, small and medium-sized enterprises, and high schools for their impactful, innovative, and inspiring sustainable solutions. You could be next. If you or someone you know is a champion in sustainability who's working on a solution in health, food, energy, water, or climate action, you can apply today. Small and medium enterprises and nonprofit organizations with sustainable solutions in health, food, energy, water, and climate action can win $600,000, while high schools can apply to the Global High Schools category and win up to $100,000. Apply before May 23rd, 2023. How to apply? Simply click the link in our show notes to begin your submission for the Zayed Sustainability Prize. If you want to connect with a member of the Zayed Sustainability Prize team, simply email them at info@zayedsustainabilityprize.com.